There's nothing more effortless than being yourself, right? But in a weird way, it's the hardest thing to do, guys. It's the hardest thing to do. Really be you. I've been showing up 67 days, every day on YouTube. And what seems so effortless, and actually it should be effortless, but what seems so effortless has not been effortless. Something I've been building and refining for decades to be able to do what I do right now. Yesterday, I had a spontaneous dinner with a friend, and he said, Ash, when I first heard about this, what you were doing on YouTube, I didn't really understand. I'm really impressed, not just because you're so committed and you show up, but how easily you talk, how easily it flows out. And then I was laughing because I'm like, yeah, that refinement, the ability to just show up without masks, to show my true self without performance. There was so much inner work that I had to go through to be able to do that. Because even when people are talented, they step into a persona, like Kobe Bryant. Whenever he would step into the court, he would change into the persona of the Black Mamba, or Beyonce. She steps into Sasha Fierce. They have alter egos that help them reach their biggest potential. And what I'm doing here is not performance. It really took a lot of, shedding and a lot of skill building to be able to simply show up as me, without the mask, without the need to perform or to be perfect. And yesterday in my episode, I was talking about how I noticed that because I show up so real, I noticed that a lot of people that I wasn't really targeting are also following me. And I think a lot has to do with the fact that when you show up real, people recognize real because they recognize their own humanness, And the most vulnerable thing is to show up as you. And the weirdest thing is this. It's also the hardest thing to do. Something that should be so natural, right? To just show up as you. In every facet. Is something that we learn to control. It's something that we learn to hide. Because we don't want to stand out, or because we don't want to be, pushed out of the group, or, we think it's quirky, and we think it will be judged. And a lot of times that's the case. That's the whole reason why people don't want to show themselves. We learn it at a very early stage, from our parents, from culture, at school, always having the answer in the classroom, and then getting the feedback from the teacher like, hey, it's time for other kids to speak up. And so you become quiet. Slowly but surely, you become quiet. You show less of who you are, and you just adapt. You adapt to, what the world wants you to become. And it took me years. I have been shedding more masks, more parts of me that were still controlling to feel safe, controlling to not stand out. But I also knew, because I'm stubborn, in a good way, there's only one way I'll do it, and that's real, And so, me being able to show up every day, and the reason why I had this intention for this year and goal for this year was to give myself the ability and the faith that I can fly without wings. Now it seems effortless. It has become effortless. There's nothing more effortless than being yourself, right? But in a weird way, it's the hardest thing to do, guys. It's the hardest thing to do. Really be you. But the gifts that comes out of it is that when you truly show up as you, then you can truly be chosen for who you are. So we all kind of know how to perform, right? Beyonce knows what role she is in when she becomes Sasha Fierce. But I don't need an alter ego. I just want to be me. The true essence, not the masks, not the alter egos. Just you. Thank you so much for watching. I see you in tomorrow's episode.